Has anybody seriously benefited from winning the TNT Championship? And like that's like a legitimate question. This is not some sort of negative video. That's like a genuine question that I have because I'm starting to think that the TNT Championship is ruined, and it's so weird how I feel this way when the TNT Championship in my mind was the most valuable mid-card championship not that long ago. Now you look at what WWE has done with Austin Theory and the US Championship and Gunther with the Intercontinental Championship, and those mid-card titles feel like they mean something. It's not perfect, and I'm not saying it's perfect, but Triple H has improved the value of mid-card championship belts way more than we could have ever asked so quickly. And obviously Gunther has restored value in the Intercontinental Championship, but then when you look at AEW, it's like now they have the International Championship, which I feel like has been way more protected than the TNT Championship, and it's just such a strange feeling. I haven't seen anybody in AEW benefit from the TNT Championship, and that's the problem. The mid-card championship belts should propel you to the next level, and this belt doesn't do that. Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky, which, by the way, where is he? Wardlow, Samoa Joe, Wardlow, Samoa Joe, Darby Allin, Samoa Joe. I mean, this belt is the hot potato championship. It is. I'm not giving you my opinion. My opinion isn't the AEW TNT Championship belt is a hot potato championship. No, I'm telling you, if you look at how often this title is literally trading hands back and forth amongst different wrestlers on the roster, this belt is the hot potato championship. Now, some of you might not care about that. Some of you don't mind that, and that's completely fine. And I guess like that's obvious. I'm not telling you how to think, but at the same time, too, I'm just trying to understand the thinking process of having this title change hands so goddamn often, because it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense because at one point the TNT Championship was super valuable. When Cody Rhodes held the TNT Championship, man, it meant something. When Miro won the championship, it meant something. And then they introduced the purple and gold version for Scorpio Sky, and he barely held the title. It's so strange. And I guess the reason why I'm talking about this is because mid-card titles need to feel valuable. They do. The WWE needs to improve a little bit even with the US Championship, but it is a big night and day difference between what Vince McMahon was doing and what Triple H was doing. The good thing is, though, no matter what, nobody in the comments can sit here and say WWE's playing hot potato with their mid-card titles, because the reality is they're not. And I get it. The TNT Championship is kind of like a TV championship and whatever, but it's still not normal to have Wardlow defeat Samoa Joe on pay-per-view only to lose it 3 days later. It's not normal. That is not normal. That is not benefiting AEW. And it's not benefiting Wardlow. It's not benefiting anybody. And the sad thing is, too, it's like I genuinely like Powerhouse Hobbs. I think Powerhouse Hobbs is such an incredible talent. And I think Wardlow is such an incredible talent. I made a video about how these guys are the future of AEW because I genuinely believe that. But if you're a fan of Wardlow and if you're a fan of Powerhouse Hobbs, how can you get excited about them holding this championship belt when all they are doing is partaking in this terrible booking? I'm sorry, there's no defending this. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who hate me for saying this, but the reality is the TNT Championship means absolutely nothing. This belt means absolutely nothing. It doesn't. Who's benefiting from it? Darby Allin. How did he benefit from recently winning? How is Wardlow or anybody benefiting from it? How is Samoa Joe benefiting from it? I want to see statistics. I want to see accolades. I want to see ratings, maybe. I don't know. I want to see something, just some sort of proof that this is benefiting the company, because I don't think it is. And I'm not the only person, by the way. My Discord server is filled with a lot of people who don't like this booking. Social media, Twitter, a lot of people don't like this booking. And everybody's kind of like on the same side of me, on the sense of like, wow, I really like Wardlow. But if this was the plan, why have Wardlow win at Revolution? Why not have Powerhouse Hobbs go over Samoa Joe? If anything, it would have actually been more effective for Powerhouse Hobbs to take out Samoa Joe than taking out Wardlow. But at the end of the day, this is kind of the decision that AEW made. So yeah, in my opinion, this championship belt is ruined. It doesn't mean it's ruined forever, but I don't think I care about the TNT Championship at all. And it's strange because Tony Khan values his championship belt so much, and he values the history of pro wrestling, but yet he's doing this, and a lot of people don't like it. I'm not the only one. And I think for AEW to really get people more positively engaged with this type of stuff is you got to build storylines that are meaningful, and then on top of that, you got to do things where if you are going to do hot potato championship changes, you got to do them in a way where it's like more logical, not just random. You know what I mean? And you got to do it in a way that benefits people, but nobody's benefiting from it. Wardlow sure as hell isn't. And it just makes me really annoyed, I guess, because Tony Khan at one point, I mean, thank God I talked about this before, but I was like, if Vince McMahon can learn from Tony Khan on how to value those mid-card titles, Vince McMahon would have major success with the fans because of the fact that Tony Khan at one point was not only delivering really good championship storylines, but the matches were incredible, and at the same time too, it felt like it was something that was supposed to be desired. Yeah, this company doesn't have that anymore. They don't. Sammy Guevara and everybody that was holding this championship at one point was pretty much playing hot potato with it. They've created different versions of the championship belt to literally show how much they value the championship belt and how much they valued that individual. Miro had his own championship. Scorpio Sky had his own. I mean, like literally at one point, this was a very desirable championship. And the quality of people who hold it, that's the crazy thing, right? When you look at the quality of people who hold this championship belt, these names are notable. These names are the future of AEW. But what value does this belt hold when it's constantly changing hands? What does it really say about Wardlow when he can't keep this championship belt for more than a few days? If you're expecting me to see Wardlow go on to compete against MJF, I would say that's ass backwards booking because what has Wardlow done to deserve it? He can't even keep the mid-card title. What makes me think I can be convinced he could win the world title, logically speaking? It's just one of those things I've been thinking about. And I think the AEW championships, and it's funny because I think they've done a good job so far with the trios belts. I think they've done a good job with it was the All-Atlantic Championship. Now it's the International Championship. But I think they've done a good job with that. I thought they've done a good job with the tag titles, Swerve and Our Glory and the Guns. But this championship in particular has not been well booked. And I'm not sure why. But I see people comparing it to the 24/7 Championship. And good golly gosh, that is a very unfair yet somewhat fair comparison. Obviously, it doesn't have the 24/7 stipulation, but good golly gosh, this championship is changing hands just as much as that belt. So let it be known, I don't like this style of booking. It is what it is, but we'll just kind of leave it at that.